Greetings, Perfectly Planted listeners. I'm Dr. Daphne Vesime, and I thank you so much for joining us today.
And that's right, I'm Vesime Schreering. I am also known as Veggie Ves. And today we're really excited for you to be with us today because today we're going to talk a little bit about actually my journey um, as it stood last year, and then also talk a little bit about what's in store for 2022.
Mhm. Speaking of 2022, we have a lot of new exciting things that are coming. And let me give you a couple of previews because some of them started already. So the first thing is that we have launched our new website. It's Perfectly Planted, and we will put a link into the show notes so that you can go out there and start to explore the new content that we'll be posting. On our website, you'll find links to this podcast. You'll find recipes that we'll be posting. You'll find things that are important to us. Vesime and I will be blogging. And so you'll have some insight into things that we're thinking about or things that we're reading. And we want to hear from you also about things you'd like to learn more about from us. The other thing that we'll be launching in 2022, and we alluded to it a little bit this year, is that we are both huge Blue Zones fans. And so we would like to invite all of you who are listening today or following along in our website to join us as we undertake a Blue Zones challenge. So stay tuned after the new year, and we'll share with you more details about that.
I'm really excited about that, Daphne, like very much so, because seeing a lot of the Blue Zones uh, media coverage that we've recently seen, it's just fascinating. So really excited about that. Plus, all of our website and social media presence is really going to be exciting. And I hope it's going to be helpful for our listeners too, because oftentimes it's easy to talk through what we've been doing, but sometimes you want to see it again. So really good stuff.
And that's the other thing. We will also post the links to our Instagram site and our Facebook site. So lots of ways to keep in touch with us and to follow along. But Vesime, can you believe we're at the end of 2021?
I
I
cannot.
can't either. So you mentioned that you have been on a journey this year, and a lot of how Perfectly Planted started, I would say you catalyzed in terms of your journey with Veganuary. Can you recap for people who are just starting to listen to Perfectly Planted, how you started becoming more plant forward?
Yeah, absolutely, Daphne. So this time last year, I was really teetering around going more plant-based, but it's almost like our embedded culture of needing protein and animal protein with dinner, especially, has created this new surge that everybody's like, well, how can you not? What do you eat for dinner? Like, are you just eating a salad? It's like, no, I'm not eating a salad. And so, but I was teetering on doing it, and I saw, I had started. So this is a journey. I just want to
Yes.
make sure everybody understands that this is a journey. And through my journey with you as my trainer, Daphne, it's been very eye-opening, saying, okay, just eliminate one thing, maybe like dairy. And see how you do with that, and it's not saying that you're not going to have a milk. It's just changing not cow's milk to oat milk or almond milk. So, and oftentimes those are actually add a really another delicious flavor to things that you're eating. So those are some of the things that I started to do throughout. And then once last year, January hit, well, actually December, I thought, you know what? I think that I'm gonna start something, and maybe just eliminate one more thing, and like pork, let's just say. And then I saw an ad for Veganuary, and it was just let's do a 30-day, reset and eliminate animal products just for 30 days and see how you feel. And Veganuary is a separate organization, and so I followed them along. And they give you recipes, they give you alternatives to animal proteins. It was a shift. I can't say it was a big shift, but it was a shift because now my dinner plate looked different. And what I would snack on looked different. So instead of having an egg, I would just substitute that with avocado. Instead of having, pulled barbecue chicken with a clean barbecue sauce, I would have, barbecue lentils and in a clean barbecue sauce. And so some of those things, it was just a shift. And it was eye-opening. I felt calmer within the first 15 days. And then by the end of the 30 days, it was kind of like, why do I need animal
Mhm.
protein? I really don't need it. And through the journey Veganuary, the organization Veganuary sends you information about how going plant-based is also extremely beneficial for the environment. So it's not just beneficial for your health, but it's also beneficial for everyone around you. So it's been wonderful.
And for the animals. Um,
That's right.
and if anyone's listening and you're interested in considering Veganuary, you don't have to wait till January. If you go onto their website today, they will actually, and you sign up to explore what Veganuary has to offer, they will start sending you some tips and nudges and some great things to read in advance of January that you can start receiving today. So if this is something you're interested in, I would definitely encourage you to go onto their website, sign up to receive some newsletters or some text messages from them, and learn more about all of the things that Besame was able to explore. But Besame, the other thing is that it's not just you. You have a family, you have a husband, you've got kiddos. Um, how did that evolve over the course of the year for all of you?
So it changed. My kids, I know people are gonna roll their eyes when they hear this, but my kids actually are really good veggie eaters. And I think it's just because it's the way I started from
Yeah.
the time they started eating regular food and not just drinking milk. Um, so that's always been helpful. What I did was I just shifted their portions, and then also Susie Cameron has a book called
Mhm.
OMD, One Meal a Day, and so she just encourages like take one meal and make it plant based, and that's what I did with my kids because they do like it's going to be a change and it's going to be a journey for them, but their plant-based consumption has increased because I have, they're curious. They want to taste my food and it's very tasty. So I think that that's definitely helped them as well. And also my husband went completely, it was watching me first, didn't do it for the first 10 days. And then was like, never mind, I'm going to try it too. So he went with it too. And it's been really, I think the point, Daphne, is for everybody, I encourage everybody to take a look at it
Yeah,
and then make it your own. It doesn't have to be, everybody's doesn't have to be the
exactly.
same. It doesn't have to be 100% plant-based, but it should just open your eyes into other alternatives. And that's essentially what it did. I have more recipes to make and more options that I didn't have before because it was this chapter kind of opened up in my life and it's given me more options and it's extremely beneficial for your health as well.
And as we talk more going into 2022, I agree with you. Every meal can heal. And we're not trying to convince people to become completely plant-based if that's not where your lifestyle will take you, or become fully vegan, but simply to think about adding more plants to your plate. And then to Vesame's point, understanding about the impacts on the environment, about the impacts to the animals, and collectively trying to make lifestyle choices that are aligned with your values and also supporting of your health goals.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I will say that it was a shift because, um, you know, when you're trying to lean up, let's just say,
Mhm.
so through a journey of better health, and you're trying to lean up, it's always been told that eat the lean protein and vegetables and eliminate the carbs, right? And so carbs, any carb. And that's what I had in my brain for the past, 10 plus years, that, this is what you need to do. And in fact, that's not true. So, looking at the content of even lean protein comparatively to, let's just say, brown rice is not, it's actually not true. So, I do eat, like, make my most favorite thing to do is to take some, green leafy vegetables. Let's just say it's arugula or spinach or just a salad mix blend. I put it
Mhm.
in a bowl. I add some already cooked quinoa. So that's just, I cook
Mhm.
like 2 cups of quinoa, um, on a Saturday or something, or a Sunday. And so eat it throughout the week. And so I take a little bit of quinoa and then we roast some vegetables, put it on, and then drizzle it with like a tahini sauce or a dressing, a green goddess dressing or something, and eat that. It's like, it's so amazing. It's so delicious. You could add beans to it
Yeah.
too. It's not, and it's super easy. It's not like you're going to be in the kitchen forever.
You can't break anything.
No, you can't.
And I'm there with you. I mean, you've seen as we've been working together over the years that I was not always plant forward. But I'll tell you that the best year I had as a bikini competitor in 2019 was plant based when I was eating more carbs, I think, on a daily basis than I'd ever eaten in the past. It was always your fish, your broccoli, your steak, your asparagus. But then going plant based, those weren't options. And still being able to put on lean muscle, to lean out, and to step on stage with, one of the best physiques I'd had since I started competing 15 years ago. Um,
Daphne,
like,
you look good. Yes, for everybody listening, did I see a picture of Daphne, like her post with her medal? Yes, I did, and she looked good. There was definitely body envy on that one.
no, that not the goal. Now just being healthy.
Yeah,
As 60 gets closer, really focusing on being healthy.
can't tell. Cannot tell.
So, what are you thinking about? One of the things that we always try and advocate for are SMART goals. So, goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Do you have any goals for 2022?
I want to, for 22, I really do want to, expand on plant-based. So I am not 100%
Mhm.
plant-based. So I want everybody to know that, because if you see me on the side and I sneak like a sliver of pizza that has some cheese on it, like, that's not plant-based. But sometimes
Okay.
I still eat pizza, right? So that's very on rare occasion. But I would say that I'm about 85% plant-based. The other 15%, I want to skinny that number.
Mhm.
And honestly, it's really because my complexion has cleared. It's just that's a decision for me. It's been something that I've been wanting to go to, but again, you can't jump in and go 100% and stay 100%. This is a total lifestyle change, and it's something that you should do in your own time. And so mine is to close that gap of the 15%. So maybe lean up to 90%
Mhm.
plant-based in 22. Um, and I also want, so there's two separate things. So I want to expand on my mindfulness.
Uh-huh.
I don't take the time out to do my meditation, Daphne, as you know, right? Even if it's like 2-minute meditation, I'm
Yep.
like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I got things to do. But it's so important to do that. And also, tied to that is engage in yoga. I think for the last 3 years, I've been talking about doing yoga, and
You
I
have?
still haven't done it, but I do want to do that. So those are some of my 22 very near term, like, goals. I think broadly, I want to continue expanding this journey and getting the message out to many people and seeing, how it impacts them too. I really am interested to hear from everybody else. What about you, Daphne?
I would echo your mindfulness. I still every night I do a couple minutes of legs up the wall, and I use that time. I have one of those percussive devices, and I'll do a little bit of body work on my lower body just to keep it. limber and is pain-free, but I haven't been journaling as consistently as I want to. And I really, when I do find time to meditate, I really notice the benefits.
Mhm.
So I need to carve out that time in 2022. Um, you know, 2 to 5 minutes a day, we can all find the time. There's no
Absolutely.
excuse. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. And I need to tuck my excuse back down and in the back here because you're right. And especially now with now as we get out of the pandemic. I mean, I think we're never ever going to get out of it, but as things start to open up and as people are start going getting out, it's been a big shift. Holiday parties, company happy
Mhm.
hours, and things of that nature that may now be like outside under mushroom heaters or whatever it may be. Some people are still uncomfortable
Mhm.
with gathering around, and it's really impacted our mental health. And so I think that mindset, mindfulness, understanding that of where we were, where we are, and where we're going is extremely important. And that meditation, taking that 2 to 3 minutes to also acknowledge your accomplishments for the day is
Yes.
something that I will be working on.
Yeah. Every day celebrate.
Yeah, so I would love to hear our listeners' goals. I'm always curious about what everybody's setting their goals to be, and it's not like I'm going to cut sugar out because that's not going to happen. But I really want if you're listening today, give us a comment, give us a thumbs up or something, and let us know what your goals are for 22. I really want to hear about that.
And we'll be sharing more about our challenges and our ability to meet our goals. And notice we're not saying resolutions, we are really saying goals. But we do want to hear from you. And I think you'll find that some of this ties into what we'll be sharing with the Blue Zones Challenge, because the key tenet of the Blue Zones is to make the easy thing, to make the healthy thing easy to do. And so setting up your environment to encourage you to eat healthily, eat nutritious, healthy food. We'll talk more about highly processed food, to do a little physical activity every day, whether it's walking the dog or going to get the mail or using that time as your meditation time, turning off your devices to get to sleep, trying to find way to connect with people, because that's really important.
That's right.
We don't want to underemphasize that.
That's right, Daphne. I think I'm not alone, and our listeners, give me a thumbs up if you think this is right because we want to know a day in the life of Daphne. I kid, but I don't kid because I think that you are a corporate executive. You hold a very strong title, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. You also work with me on Perfectly Planted podcast, and you also do region. You also do a whole other host of things. You have a social life. You have friends. We work out. So how does Daphne fit it all in? So I think that one of the things we'll see here in 22, when we start posting and getting our content out to our viewers, we want to definitely get a day in the life of Daphne. But I also want to hear from our viewers. What else? So Blue Zones is amazing. We are going to do that challenge. I think that everybody will benefit from that. But I want to hear from you guys, all of you, our listeners. Let us know what you want to hear. So is it more easy plant-based meals? Is it quick cooking demos? Is it more elaborate cooking demos because maybe you're rarely in the kitchen? Is it get into a look into how we grocery shop or what my kids eat? So would love to, and maybe some more fitness challenges. Daphne, you have helped me so much getting back in gear that I feel like a crazy person when I don't have my physical activity. So let us know. We really want to hear from you.
Well, I think with that, we are going to thank you all so much for being with us on this journey this year. 2020 and 2021 have been an adventure, and I know 2022 will be even more of an adventure. But Vesime and I are really invested in Perfectly Planted because we do want to plant those seeds. We want to provide you the positivity, the education, the empowerment, and just the opportunity for you to achieve the optimal health and the optimal wellness for you and your family. And we look forward to walking the road of 2022 with you hand in hand. And this is going to be a wonderful year. And Vesime, I want to thank you for being a partner with me on this journey and look forward to what Perfectly Planted will evolve into over the years to come.
It's been an honor, Daphne. I absolutely echo what you just said, and I'm super excited, and I hope everybody is too. Can't wait to hear from everybody and post more content.
With that, Happy New Year. We'll see you early in January 2022. Be well.